First one for either one, if you can. Obviously, they jumped out to a really fast start. What did they do that? I mean, we saw their scoring run, but as far as on the defensive end, why did it just seem as it seemed like very easy that they took you guys out of your game? Was it or
I mean, I think that they were ready. I felt like they were more ready than we were when we started the game. Um, I guess the way that it felt like, we had an idea of what we wanted to do, but they did what they wanted to do to start the game off. We were a bit more reactive and not proactive. And even in moments when we had to kind of make decisions, at least in the beginning, we weren't responsive. We were a little bit more reactive. And so you can't do that against a team like this.
Nneka? Obviously, everyone knows what Age is capable of doing, but this team has gotten better and healthier down the stretch. Did that depth also, was that something that you ladies weren't expecting?
No, we were prepared. We understood. Over the course of the season, the changing of their lineups, and then ultimately getting everyone back, getting everyone back healthy. So they have a full roster now, and we have to make sure that we attend to the scouting report in that way.
Last one. Can you just tell us what you saw on that play with Jewel? It looked like you were turning away at the same
I
time.
didn't see, like I didn't even realize that the ball hit her. That was totally my fault. I was trying to let her know, like, I didn't see her. I was frustrated because I thought that she had fouled me, and it turns out that that's what happened. And so instead of just giving the ball to the ref out of frustration, I just dropped the ball. Um, that's not me. I wouldn't throw the ball at anyone. I went to her. I went to Chelsea. I told them, like, hey, that's not. I didn't see her. So that was my mistake. For not being more careful in that moment, especially in a moment of frustration. Quite frankly, there's no reason for me to do that. We were down by so much. I just want to play well and win. Hmm.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Nikias, go ahead.
Hi, just a quick one for either player, really. I was wondering, did it feel like the Aces did anything differently from a spacing perspective from the regular season matchups to kind of make it more difficult to load up defensively?
Did they do anything differently on offense or defense, spacing wise? Defensively? What is it? Do you understand?
Nikias, could you?
Can you clarify?
Oh, yeah. So from the Aces offense, did you feel like they did anything different spacing wise to make it more difficult to load up defensively?
I personally don't think so. I think it was their defense that was a bit different. Like Nneka said, defensively we were just late on everything. We just weren't ready. I don't think they did anything offensively different. I think obviously like when you look at the free throws they're getting, the foul count, it was a lot of it was just because we were out of position because we were reacting late to something. So we just have to be ready on our toes. We have the scout. We have everything that we need to. We just have to be ready.
Um, I guess NECA, the chance to go home, which you guys didn't have last year. You had to play your second game here. How much does that help? I know home hasn't necessarily been as friendly to you guys as you've wanted it to be, but can you get some energy that maybe you didn't have tonight as much as you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how you wouldn't, even with us having, I guess, a more successful record on the road. It's you're at home, you're sleeping in your bed, you have the fans there. There's more of a familiarity with your routine. Um, but at the end of the day, a game's gonna get played, and there's teams that are looking to advance. So we have to, as much energy and as much as our fans deserve for us to play well and win in front of them, we have to figure out how to do it no matter what. And that's going to be the test on Tuesday.
We'll go to Zoom. Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Thanks as always, Gabby. Just want to hear the message that Noel emphasized to you all about getting the game to victory. And do you feel if teams have a fortunate night from the 3 point line that the team doesn't have the energy to respond back when teams shoot well against you all?
Her message was just a reminder that it's a series and that it's one game. We still have another day to live. So that was the message. And also, I think she was, heavy on our turnovers. That's not us. A lot of what happened tonight was they obviously played great. They've been playing great for the last however many games. But a lot of what tonight was things that we can control, you know, our turnovers, especially. And sometimes the best defense is offense. You know, us taking care of the ball, us taking the correct shot so that we're not late, so that we're not just playing, you know, against numbers because we're playing in transition. So that was the message post game.
Thanks.
All right, Christian on Zoom, go ahead.
Yes, my question's for Nneka. Stemming from last year, there have been certain times, whether it be a good game or a bad game, where you felt like the team wasn't necessarily ready. And you've noted before, like the experience level. You and Skylar hold about 50% of the team's 107 playoff games. Just kind of wondering, what do you think is going to take for the team to get there to that level that feel like it hasn't really hit that gear yet?
Wait, what did you say about me and Skylar? I couldn't hear you very well.
You and Skylar account for 50.4% of Seattle's 107 playoff games, currently on the roster. So I'm just kind of wondering, what is it going to take for the team to get there, besides the, two veterans?
I mean, you know, we're not the only two on the team, and we have a lot of players who have, you know, some level of playoff experience. Um, I think along with the heightened intensity in playoffs, it's also kind of a tale of who we are as we've evolved through the season. It's not going to come down to one or two players. It's going to come down to us collectively and how we've been navigating ourselves since after All-Star and being in tighter games and being able to turn that around, being in games where we have to start better, you know, figuring out how we can put four quarters together. I think that in combination with playoff experience at different levels individually and also our collective goal is what's going to help us be in a better position on Tuesday.
All right, final question. We'll go back to Nikias.
A quick one for Nneka, concerning the Aces defense. Were you at all surprised by the volume of switching that you saw from them tonight?
No, I wasn't. I watched quite a bit of tape, and especially in the last game that we played against them, I expected the switch. I actually even expected, you know, a quick double whenever there was a chance. And I think that's going to be something that we look a lot at on video, understanding how they've loaded up on defense and perhaps, you know, figuring out what we can do with the mismatches and also understanding that, you know, there will be a lot of switching, which I think at times disrupted us tonight. So we'll be able to look back at that and figure out what we can do.
Thanks, Gabby. Thanks, Nneka.
Thank you guys.